What's up, everybody, and welcome to the disc. I can't even fucking. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Disconnected Gamers Podcast, episode 49. I'm one of your hosts, Andrew, also known as J-Bun. With me, as always, it's your boy Mike.
It's still always gonna be me, yo. You know, your
That's
girl
true.
knows.
Your girl knows. Oh, God. One day, my friend will happen upon the podcast and be like, "That's that thing we had going back in the day." I'll be like, "Straight up." Anyways, it is Sunday. It's December 13th. We've had to restart the podcast, so the reason we are laughing is because I started off by doing the intro to the Game Over Greggy show, and it was hilarious. But moving forward, I'll just cut right into it. We'll skip the chit chat because we already did the chit chat, and you guys missed out on it. Because the call recorder broke. You got yourself an Xbox One recently. You've got a couple video games. What do you have? Move that van.
You already know. Let's see.
Yeah, I know. Just tell me again, and I'll pretend like I didn't know the first time.
Of course, rocking the Halo collection, Master Chief collection.
Yep.
Recently picked up Halo 5.
Yep.
Titanfall, Rare Replay, and Just Cause 3.
Nice. Hey, when you got your Xbox, did it come with Gears?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was a token thing.
Did you also get Ori or whatever? Ori and the Blind Forest? Did that come with it too or no?
Nope, just the Gears bundle.
Because I saw a couple different versions that were on sale recently, and I wasn't sure which one you got.
Something interesting about the Xbox One bundles now, the 500 gig is just the standard, basic bundle now. There's no headset, nothing. It's just the console. That's it. And the, HDMI and power, supply. If you get the terabyte, that's where you get the headset and the more.
You're you're cutting in and out. I don't know if it's
yeah. Oh crap.
It's not staticky. It's just I don't know if it's your mic is maybe doing something weird. Yeah, because that was the weird thing too when you were like, "There's no headset with it." And I'm like, "What the fuck? There was a headset with mine."
Yeah.
And then somebody else who I follow on Twitter,
the manuals, nope, no headset.
No headset. Yeah, because
I had it crossed out. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because Tony, who writes for the Coalition at Romudeath on Twitter, I don't think he's listening, but he might be. He was saying there's no headset in the box, and I'm like, there's no way, it should be this. And I sent him I sent him the same thing. I sent him the picture of the headset, or at least I think I sent him a picture of the headset. And I was like, no, it comes with a one earpiece, clicks into the bottom of the controller. I think it's weird that they just kind of took that out, but yeah. I get it. I mean, the difference I will say this is the Xbox headset is their cheap included headset is nicer than the earbud thing you get with the Sony.
Right.
The difference of the Sony one is just a generic earbud. It's got a little on-off switch, and you can throw it in your pocket or use it for your phone or whatever. The Xbox One is literally just for your Xbox because it clicks into the weird port. It doesn't have a headphone jack.
Right.
But I thought that was interesting that they don't include it anymore. I mean, and I guess that's fine. That's their way of cutting the costs. Yeah. But at the same time, the PS4 was still being packaged with the headset. But no HDMI cable. That's the one thing I think is the Xbox has the HDMI cable included. And that's not cheap.
Yeah, my PS4 came with an HDMI.
Did it really?
Yeah. Mine did. I mean, maybe the newer bundles, they don't include the HDMI
mine's
anymore.
Mine's a fucking launch day, and I don't think I got a HDMI
mine
cable.
Mine came with one.
I got screwed out of an HDMI cable.
Maybe Walmart was like, here, let's open all of them and throw HDMIs in there.
Well, it would have been Amazon because they shipped it to me. And it wasn't the UPS guy because I literally watched him walk it up from the driveway. I was waiting for him. I'd been waiting for the truck. I was sitting out, peeping out the window, waiting for the truck to roll by. Every time I heard a loud engine, I was like, it's the UPS man. It was Christmas come early.
Right. Nice.
And I'll never forget it too because it came in a box 2.5 times the size of the PS4.
Which is weird when they do that.
And it had a bazillion air packs in it, and then the extra, and then that extra hard drive that I had bought to swap into it. because I swapped to a terabyte right off the launch.
That's right.
But you can't swap the hard drive in an Xbox One. You got to use an external.
Mm-hmm.
But I did see this cool add-on for an Xbox where it literally clips onto the left side where the disk drive is, and it basically looks identical to the Xbox, and it has a built-in fan, and it adds like 2 USB 3.0 ports, and it holds a 2.5-inch hard drive in it. So you literally
for the Xbox or the PS4?
Xbox. No, for the Xbox. So it clips right onto the side of the Xbox, and then you can use it as just a USB port and an extra fan, or you can throw your 2.5-inch hard drive in it, and it literally just mounts right to it. And then that's kind of nice because it's cleaner, keeps it out of the way.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. But I mean, right now I'm not worried about running out of space on my Xbox. So
right, yeah.
I am getting.
You have the
though.
terabyte, right? Or
Nope.
you have the?
I got a 500.
500, okay.
That 500.
For some reason, I thought you had a terabyte.
I wish, but no. Nope. And I need to re-up my PlayStation Plus soon, and I still haven't found a cheaper deal. The cheapest I can find is $49.99, which is just like the going rate.
Yeah, I paid mine, whatever, earlier, summer, whatever, after, something like that. I do need to re-up on Xbox Live, though. I keep using trial codes I get.
Yeah, well, that place that was selling them for $35 on eBay is done. They're not selling them at $35 anymore. They're now $41, I think. Still cheap.
Right, yeah.
$35 would have been a solid deal to snag.
Yeah. And there are deals now. It's like, get $20 off Xbox Live.
If you buy a console.
Xbox One. Yeah. It's like,
fuckers.
Come on.
I mean, I think they're trying to do that to force people into buying one at, Christmas. Because they'll be like, I want to get my kid a video game machine. Which one's the better deal? And then, of course, everyone's going to be like, well,
plays your old games.
This one plays your old games, and it comes with the thing, and the blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. What about my PlayStation 2 games? Well, you can rebuy them for like $10 to $15 each and emulate them on a PS4.
Yeah.
So no disc. That was confirmed. No disc.
No disc.
For the PS4 to like read PS2 games. And unlock them like the Xbox. They confirmed that. You have to buy them. And they're not going to be like $5. They're 10 to 15.
Right, yeah. Say at least get some kind of discount. It's like if you own this title.
That's my thing. Yeah, if you own it,
email Sony the UPC and whatever, email them
not gonna fucking do it though. They're gonna be like whatever.
Yeah,
you paid for those. You paid for Super Mario Brothers on the Wii store. You can pay the money for this if you want Final Fantasy VII to emulate and all that fun shit. Which is why I'm glad that I'm not doing it because I don't care. I'm not subscribing to that. I won't be your hype man.
Nope.
No
problem.
Yeah, not my chin, not my problem. No way. No way. Anyways, the heart of the
Xbox.
Yeah, the heart of the topic today is mostly going to be Uncharted 4: A Thief's End multiplayer beta, which to the uninitiated, Colin and Greg comes to you live every morning. No, you could only play the Uncharted 4 beta if you owned the Nathan Drake collection.
Correct.
And I think that was kind of a bummer.
They claimed if you at least have some kind of save file.
If you had a save file, it would work. So you could borrow the game from a friend if you had it as a physical copy. But if you were like me and had it as digital, then that didn't work. In theory, in theory, you could have game shared it to your account, created a save file, and then it would have allowed you to download the beta. But that was it. Otherwise, you were shit out of luck.
So, yep. Big time.
But I get it. It keeps the player pool low. It eliminates, some of the
tryhards, I guess.
Well, not even tryhards, but like the people who are just going to play the beta like once.
Oh,
and then be like, oh, the game sucks, blah, blah, blah.
Sell my copy.
It probably doesn't help. Well, you wouldn't need the copy after that. You could just buy it and then return. You could have bought it and returned it, I guess.
Returned it. That's true.
I mean, I think that the Nathan Drake collection is a worthwhile purchase. That said, I did not have to buy it. So, if you enjoyed the games or you never played them before, it would have been nice to have it pre the beta, because I mean, at this point now, if you want to get the Nathan Drake collection, it would solely be to play the Nathan Drake collection.
True.
I was kind of thinking the last like day or two and hoping that maybe they'll release another, like they're gonna pull the beta down tomorrow morning at like 9 a.m. Probably Pacific if I had to guess. And I was thinking that what they would do is pull the beta down, give it like a week and a half of refinements, updates, maybe change it from like team deathmatch to an objective-based map type, and then relaunch the beta at like Christmas, because I have to imagine there's people with wrapped Nathan Drake collection PS4s under their tree.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and they might want to get in on this action. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe they show a little love to those people and relaunch the beta in between now and March. My guess is they probably won't, but
I agree. But yep, it's true. It would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Especially for the ones that were like, I don't want to pick it up right away.
Well, and it would be nice, too, because it gives them a taste of what's coming, you know? Like, you just got the PS4, now you get the Uncharted collection, and like, oh, here's a small snippet, you know, a little bit of the
last tale, yeah.
Well, not even the last tale, but just like, you're getting the 3 games that come with it, but they're 3 old games, right? They're 3 games that didn't exist in PS4, but you're going to get access to what is going to be natively built for the PS4 with that in mind. So
right, yeah, that's true.
Plus, none of those 3 games have a multiplayer component, so
right, it's just a single player experience,
I mean, granted, there's tons of other free games right now that you could play, like with multiplayer. Like you could play Blacklight, or you could get into the Drawn to Death beta probably pretty easy at this point, and that's multiplayer. You could get into Warframe or whatever. I mean, there's a bunch of games. It's not like there's a shortage, but
yeah, still, like you said, it would have been nice.
Yeah, and I mean, there's the verdict's still out. They could. It doesn't seem like they're going to, but I would kind of hope that they're like, hey, for Christmas, we're going to put the beta back out.
Yeah.
You know, have fun.
Mm-hmm. But I don't see them doing that.
It doesn't seem likely. But
no.
My opinion, it's fun, man. It's fun.
I have heard good things.
It's not like so serious of a game that like you have to take it seriously, but it's also
it's not like.
It's not.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. What? Not like what?
I was just saying. So it's not like it's not a huge learning curve, I guess. Where you were saying, you don't have to take it super, super seriously.
I mean, if you played Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3, you're not going to have any problems. There's not very much game mechanics wise that you need to like learn. But in terms of a multiplayer game, you know, it's team based, but it's faster paced than like The Last of Us was, right? Because you can run around and stuff, but you can't throw grenades back. You can't pick up weapons that are dropped on the ground like you could in Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 2. So you're stuck with whatever weapons you have. There's no power weapons in the map to go pick up at any point in time. Right. There's no grenades lying around on the map. They recharge, kind of like Destiny.
Interesting.
And you can upgrade them in-game with money, the same way you could upgrade in The Last of Us. So you could like upgrade your pistol with like parts. You know, faster reload, bigger magazine, whatever. You could do that.
Nice.
You build a...
So it's...
What?
Oh, no, I'm just saying, so it seems like they took
a lot from The Last of Us.
Last of Us.
Think The Last of Us, but with running and jumping, wall swinging with the ropes, you know, and but heavily team-based, right? Like, you are constantly having to be like aware of what is completely around you, right? In The Last of Us, the game kind of allowed you, because it was so slow, to kind of have a tunnel vision and really only focus on what's in front of you. But in The Last of Us, you've got to keep moving, because if you don't, you're just gonna get completely surrounded. Like, I can't tell you how many times I was like, yeah, I got this guy, and I'd start shooting at him, and then I'd be getting shot in the back.
Yep. because his buddy showed up. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, right? There is a radar, which is everyone's like, "Oh man, I can't believe there's a radar in the game. It's so dumb." With fucking Land Before Time. Like, fuck, just relax, dude. One,
Yeah.
the
Like, come on.
radar, it's just a gray square with like your teammates on it. It doesn't have an outline of the map. You can't see like where the walls are so that you know like to run around an area. Like it's
Mhm.
just a square, and it's not like so exact position wise because it's just the square. The only relative thing you have is you on the map,
Hmm.
and like your teammates show up, but that's
Mhm.
it. Like the only other time things show up on the map is like people who shoot, and when
Yeah.
people throw like totems or special mysticals, which is like
Mhm.
your Destiny super, right? You got to tap the R1L ones at the same time to call them.
Mhm.
Um, I have played mostly like commando support character type. Because you know how in The Last of Us you'd build your loadout and then you'd pick like the two
Yeah.
weapons you want, and
Mhm.
then or if you didn't want to, you wanted to save points, you just use like a secondary or no primary or whatever.
Correct.
And
Yep.
then you do all the boosters for like faster revives, being able to mark enemies, and then explosion expert 1 or explosion expert 2 and all that fun stuff.
Mhm.
That replaced kickbacks in Uncharted. So you have the loadout system from The Last of Us.
Ah.
So I have my custom loadout set up. And
Right.
basically, the loadout that I ran for most of this game was the HS-39, which is like a fully automatic rifle. I ran the
Nice.
Para 45, which is just a 45 pistol. And then my mystical was the Chintamani stone, which basically, when you call the bumper, it sends out kind of like a targeted uh, area for revive. So if you've got enemies
Mhm.
that are down, you just hit the bumpers and it'll automatically revive them. You don't have to go up and hold triangle on them like in The Last of Us.
Oh, dang, nice.
Yeah. The other cool thing about reviving enemies in Uncharted 4 is that they can move. You know, in The Last of Us, you couldn't move when you were reviving. You were locked to wherever you were stuck.
Mhm.
In Uncharted 4, they can crawl away, and you can kind of crawl behind them while reviving them, so you can try and get to cover if you're like out in the open.
Nice.
The other cool thing is if their timer's running out and you're like trying to huff it across the map to get to them, and you
Mhm.
have something like the Chintamani stone, you can just call it when you get like within range of them,
Mhm.
and they're immediately revived. Like it's an instant
Oh,
revival. That's the best part about it. That's why I like it the most. I still do
nice.
use one of the boosters that is called Helping Hand, which gives you the ability to revive faster.
Right.
Um,
Because why not?
well, because I get points for that too. So if
Ah,
I
well,
don't,
that
and you
works.
have to purchase the Chintamani stone. You get two of
Mhm.
them each time you purchase it, but every time you purchase it in game, it costs more money.
Mm.
So like you have to
So it's like you can't just keep using one, using one, using one, using one, or
no.
using it, using it.
No, because like
That works then.
the first time I think you call it, it's 500, and then the next time it's like 600, and then the next time it's 900.
Oh wow.
You can stack 4 in your inventory,
Hmm.
um, and so then you have 4 ready to go. But at that point, you're already out like $1,100 if you haven't used them, and you only get $50 per revive.
Hmm.
So instead of like you had to earn parts or pick up parts in The Last of Us, you pick up money. So you get $100 for a down, 50 for a KO, 25 on an assist, 50 on a revive,
Hmm.
or if you have one of the perks that I use is called loose change. And
Hmm.
every time you die, wherever you died, there's loose change, and you can go pick it up, and you get $50 or you get 75 depending on which level of loose change you have.
Nice.
So I always use that so that every time I died, I could go pick up money, and that would help me get my mysticals faster or buy my heavy weapon faster. Because in The Last of
Nice.
Us, you could like buy you could buy like the El Diablo pistol or
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the M4 or whatever. It's the same
Right.
thing in this. You can buy the RPG, you can buy a 44, you can buy a grenade launcher, a heavy sniper rifle.
Hmm.
Same. It's the same concept. It's
It's the
just like
same concept.
faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Nice.
you can use for instead of like grenades, right? So you can
Mhm.
do for your gear, you can use a grenade, right? Which it recharges, and then that upgrades 3 times. And when you upgrade it fully, you can carry 2, and it detonates a little bit faster, so that it'll blow up. quicker if you're just trying to chuck it right at somebody.
Nice.
You can do a revive pack, which is basically like you're throwing a health kit to somebody, and
Mm-hmm.
as long as they're like within the like small area, it's a much smaller area than like the Chintamani stone, but it'll
So,
revive
It's
allies.
so essentially like kind of battlefield-ish style
Kind
with
of
the
battlefieldish, but
kind of
like unlike The Last of Us, Uncharted 4 has health regen. So if you crouch behind
oh,
a wall, your health will regen, but if you're downed, you need to be revived. But you
gotcha.
can throw the revive pack at somebody and it
And
will revive them. It's wicked slow.
ah,
But if you
gotcha.
needed to buy yourself time until you got to them, you could throw a revive pack and then like move over there and revive them too.
Oh, well, that works.
Yeah. So you can you can use a landmine, which oh my god, they fucking suck. I hate the landmines. It's the
It's
one thing
dumber.
in the yeah, because I always am like running around and then it's like boom, you hit a landmine.
So
It's like
basically,
the nail
just
bombs in The Last of Us, right?
oh,
You never see them coming.
because they're just well
People are just
placed.
putting them right. Yeah, they're putting them like right in the main path. And it sucks too because it screws with the pacing of the game in my opinion because
Right.
like the game is designed for you to be running around and shooting people. It's not designed for like slow moving stealth where you might see that bomb before it happens. So, and it's pretty much an instant down.
Did they keep the tagging system from what's it called?
Yes, but you have to have a booster to use it.
Mm,
I don't know if I can mark without the booster for marking.
right.
So you've got the grenade, the revive pack, the mine. You've got C4, which basically you throw it to something and then it'll detonate when you hit down on the D-pad.
Yeah, standard C4. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can use a smoke bomb, which I never saw like a single person use. I think once or twice people used smoke bombs.
No one cares about the smoke
No,
bombs.
smoke bomb gets no love. But as
Nope.
far as the boosters go, Helping Hand increases speed of revives. Down but not out gives you more health when you're in the down state. So like you have more time to be revived, basically. Which is, I mean, that's whatever. Deep cover
Right.
gives you ability to basically it gives you more accuracy when you're shooting from like a crouched position when you're blind firing or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, marking. Gain the ability to mark enemies with with L3, exposing them to your team. Gear revive. You get more gear by reviving players. Which basically gear revive, I think, just charges your grenade faster. I think that's what it means by
Oh,
that.
it's not like a okay.
So if you
I guess
revive a player, it charges your grenade a little bit faster.
that's not too bad then.
No. And then Treasure Hunter makes finding treasure easier and more profitable. There's random treasure around the map, and you can go pick it up, and it'll give you like $200.
I'll say, is
Treasure,
it still like Uncharted, the previous Uncharted's, or they changed that?
it's kind of the same thing. Sometimes there's relics, and you get the different relics, and I'm assuming eventually those would unlock like special weapons. So instead of like the 9mm, it'd be like Drake's 9mm or Elena's whatever
Mm-hmm.
from Uncharted 3. But there's no like custom weapons or anything like that at this point.
Wow.
There's no
Fair
and
enough.
there's no like getting the silenced version of a weapon like in The Last of Us where it was like the semi-automatic and then the
So,
silenced semi-automatic. There's none of that. Though somebody said there's a rumor that they might add like weapon customization in some way.
hmm,
So
I'm
I
not
don't know.
against that.
Yeah. There's a headshot one that gives you more rewards on headshots, explosive awareness, which
Nice.
just tells you. I mean, just tells you where they are. But it's the same kind
Yeah,
of
but
concept. You
it's
build your loadout. Right now, you have 25 points. The loadout points may change depending on what it is, but like my loadout this is 25 points right here. The HS-39 auto rifle, the Para 45, the Chintamani Stone, C4, the Barak 44 pistol or revolver as my purchasable weapon, the Savior sidekick. Oh, that's right. So you know how there's like sidekicks in the game? You basically if you get enough money, you can call in a support character. And so
nice.
the Savior will just run around and like revive people and like give you gear charging. Like it'll just come by and be like, "Take this gear," and your grenade will like charge up like 25% faster when you're near him for like a second.
That's
And
cool.
like he'll shoot enemies, but generally not. There's a sniper sidekick, there's the brute sidekick, and then there's like the hunter sidekick, and basically he runs wicked fast but has no health. But he'll come up
Hmm.
behind an enemy and grapple them, so they have to mash triangle to get free, but basically he's holding them so you can just shoot him.
Nice.
Yeah. It's not bad. I hate it when I get grappled, but
Yeah, but
and
it's useful when you're using it.
yeah, I mean I generally just run the savior perk, but because I like the ability for them to be reviving me or reviving a teammate. Again, it's
Right.
because I play that like commando support, right? Like I've got the fully automatic weapon and the 45, which are hard hitting weapons, but then I've got like the Chintamani stone, and then I was using C4, but I would probably go back to grenades because you only get one C4, and I'd rather have two grenades than one
Two
C4.
grenades. Yeah.
Um, and then it's like the 44 revolver, which you get 6 bullets every time you buy it, and it's two to down. 2 shots will
Mhm.
down an enemy. And then
Dang.
helping hand, treasure hunter, deep cover, and loose change for boosters. But
Nice.
if you wanted, you could just say screw it. I'm not going to use a pistol, and just like then you get like an extra 1 or 2 loadout points depending on the weapon you want.
Oh. Hmm.
Because you
So
can go ahead.
I was just saying, could you essentially just take in two primaries then?
No, it'll only let you use a pistol for the second choice.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
But you've got the 9mm pistol, the Para 45. There's a scoped pistol, which is kind of like the El Diablo, the
Hmm.
Raffica, the Uzi, a revolver, and then the Pistoli. You know, which used to be the power weapon, right?
Right.
Now it's a secondary weapon you can just have. It's
Huh.
high damage, but it's not like the Pistoli was in
And
Uncharted 3. Yeah.
so they toned it down.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, because now there's no power weapons in the map, so it's kind of like, well, they had
Oh,
to throw
right.
those gun they have to throw those guns in at some point, right?
True.
Um, as far as like just a regular primary weapon, you get your AK, your FAL, the M14 sniper, the XCR, which is like a submachine gun, the MP34 submachine gun. There's a semi-automatic rifle. There's a scoped auto rifle, another sniper rifle, and then a pump shotgun. But again, I mean, this could all
Johnny.
change. They could add a ton more
Oh,
guns. If there's special guns that you can get, like back in Uncharted 3 was like Drake's 9mm, Eddie's 9mm, Elena's 9mm, the E3 9mm.
is there going to be any form of DLC, or has that not been announced yet?
Nothing. They haven't said anything yet. My
Okay.
assumption is that they will because that's what they always do.
Right, because I'm
Be
just
it
wondering if they're
map
gonna.
packs or weapons. I mean,
Yeah, let's say.
there's already an in-game store to buy like taunts and outfits and stuff. So my guess is that I'm sure they'll come out with some stuff later.
Just
I
wonder if
want
they're
the
gonna follow
the
the vein of a season pass or not.
no idea. There's no Carlton yet, so I mean, if you were hoping to get the Carlton, you might have to spend $1.
Right.
Because I'm sure, just like Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 2, they'll kind of microtransaction you for the dumb stuff.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be like The Last of Us where like you had to buy the weapons. Otherwise,
Mhm.
you could only use them in the preset loadouts, which is kind of bogus. But
It's weird. Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I had fun playing it. It's nice to. I mean, it's just nice to play it again because it's been so long.
Hmm.
And it's again, you don't have to take it seriously. You can sit there and kind of trash talk.
Nice.
So I'm happy to see it making its return. I'm happy to see that it's in good shape.
Right. It hasn't aged in a terrible way.
Oh no, it hasn't.
As
It didn't age at all because this one is so fresh in
it's so
comparison to
fresh.
like
Yeah.
Uncharted 3, right? Which a lot
Mhm.
of people have been complaining. They're like, and
We miss Uncharted 3
well,
style,
and people
or
miss Uncharted 2 and Chicken. I was playing with Chicken a couple times, and he made a
Mhm.
very good point. And I think that this is an interesting thought, and it does make sense. It totally holds water as far as I'm concerned. His
Mhm.
argument is The Last of Us 2 is eventually going to come out at some point, right? They're going to make it.
Right.
So, why bother pulling elements from The Last of Us to put in Uncharted's multiplayer? Eventually, The Last of Us 2 will come out and it will have multiplayer. So, why not leave The Last of Us multiplayer separate from Uncharted and just pull from Uncharted 2 and 3
2,
and
3.
use
Yeah.
those and use that same kind of formula for Uncharted.
Fair enough. I
Right?
agree with
Because
that.
in theory, it's like they are two different games. They do have two different
Mhm.
multiplayers. Why
It's
then?
true.
Why then try and merge the two? Right.
Yeah, exactly.
However, I do believe that there are things that The Last of Us did really well that can easily come into Uncharted 4.
Right.
You know, if
Started territory, if you
and
will.
you know what? Yeah, if they re-released Uncharted 2 like as Uncharted 4's multiplayer, like I think people would be like, this is boring. I've already played this. You know, I think there
Right.
is
No.
that.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think people like to say like I want the same thing, and it's like, but you know
You
that
don't
that only
know.
works on Call of Duty. You know, it
Yeah.
really only works on Call of Duty. Generally
Hmm.
speaking, you do actually want something different because you bitch either way.
It's true.
So, so that was that. I mean, I've I mean, I don't know how many hours I'm into the game. I don't think there's a way for
To
it
check.
to tell me. I just know that I
Imagine
am.
you've raked in a good amount of playtime.
I made it to level 8 in the beta, which is the highest you can get, and I've unlocked a bunch of stuff, but it
I'm
doesn't.
assuming nothing carries over to the full game. They want
Probably
everyone
not.
fair level
Yeah,
base.
I would imagine so. Only
Just
because, especially at the first like day or two, the Jinn, which is one of the mysticals, like you could zip around. Basically it was the fire one where you can like where Elena does in the teaser video where she's like zipping around the map. Basically, it lasted like forever.
oh
And if you
dang.
died when you respawn, you have whatever time left on it. Like you don't lose it.
Hmm.
And the same thing with purchasable weapons. So like if you bought if you bought a grenade launcher and you didn't use all the grenades and you got killed, when you respawn, you have it still. You don't lose it.
Oh,
It's not like a
nice.
care package
Right.
in
Whereas
Call of
once
Duty where like
stomp is
once you
stomp.
call that care package and you get whatever the perk is,
Mhm.
sometimes but I think what in like Modern Warfare 2 and 3 you lost them. I think now you
Lost it. Yep.
keep them, but I
Yep.
think back in the day when you died you lost them. Yeah, so you don't lose any of that stuff, which is nice.
Nice.
Um, but
Well, it works then.
yeah, I mean, and whatever. It's I don't know. They patched the hell out of this thing. It's patched. They're on 1.09. Like they
Oh
patched
wow.
it basically. I want to say like nine. Well, I don't know if that means they patched it 9 times, but they patched it a handful of times. They patched it while we were at PSX. They rolled out a
Okay.
patch that day, and then they rolled out another patch, I think last night, and then they rolled out a patch during their live stream when Naughty Dog was streaming it all day on Friday.
Oh jeez.
So
Dang.
basically, like, they patched it like twice in 2 days, and they patched it during PSX, which was like the day after they launched it.
Dang. So
So
there you
clearly,
go.
they're taking note to make adjustments and things like that, which is nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, like so. In as far as the beta goes, I've earned $110,000 out
Dang.
of, and like to hit level 9 in the beta, you need $10 million, and like I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh
but
jeez.
um, you
Not
know,
unless you
but
not go
like
to bed.
you're
Yeah.
yeah, I mean
That's
you're averaging, anywhere from like 2 to 4 thousand per match. So
mhm.
I don't know whatever that would equate to.
You still have to play a lot though.
Yeah, you'd have to play a lot to hit 10 million. 10
Mhm.
million is like unattainable. Um,
Right.
but yeah, to get 100,000, but whatever. I'm sure there's somebody who's got like, I think Sancho West said he had like a 500,000, and that was the other day. So
Jeez.
he's been playing quite a bit.
Yeah. Apparently.
But it's fun. I mean, it's fun. Like I was playing it all day, and I didn't get bored of it. And that was playing with teammates,
And that's good
by
though.
solo. And it's the same.
Yeah.
Like I'm a little stale with the same two maps because there's only
Hmm.
two maps that you can play, and it's always team
Right. Yeah.
deathmatch. But it's not terrible.
Hmm.
It's
It'd just be
not
nice to
terrible.
add, obviously more content, more variety
Yeah,
instead
if
of.
I could try like a 3-team deathmatch or objective deathmatch, but we don't
Mhm.
get we don't got none of that at the moment.
Right. So I'm assuming it's more like, here's, of course, it's just a teaser. This map should be unlocked in the full game, et cetera,
Oh,
et
I'm
cetera, et
sure these
cetera.
2 maps are in the full game, yeah. And I'm sure there'll be other maps too. It's just a matter of,
Mm.
we're not going to get to see them until.
Right. Well, I'm sure if there's demand, they'll be like, whatever, Christmas. Here's one new map and a different match type to try or something.
Yeah,
I mean, I highly doubt it, but that'd be cool.
yeah, it would be
That's
nice
what
for
they.
them to pull. It would be nice if they just made it an open beta too. I
That
doubt they
too.
will, but you never know.
Never say never.
Never say never. The back down.
Backing.
The backening. Never back down. The back down. But
Well, I mean, I guess, of course, every concern will be addressed in the full game, but as of now, it seems like it's definitely it'll definitely be worth playing.
yeah,
Once it's out.
yeah. I mean, I was impressed at how much patch wise they had done to like update things in the game. You know,
Right.
and also it was cool to see how much they're like responding to. You go on the forums, it was like naughtydog.com/u4beta. They're all seemingly very aware of what people want and what people don't like and what people like, and kind of tweaking based off of that, which is nice.
Nice.
And my guess is that's because they want to make sure that it's as fun and balanced as it could possibly be.
Right.
So,
Getting your money's worth.
yeah, it's like I'm sure there's gonna be people who are just OP at it. Like Triple Rec he was streaming and like he was doing well. But like when I was playing, I was almost always top first or second place every match I played.
Nice.
I think part of it though is because you're ranked by how much money you've earned, and because I use things like loose change and treasure hunter, I get more money for different things. So like I may
Ah.
not have had the most kills or downs, but I generally had the
Still.
most money, so that put me in first place.
Ah.
That
Nice.
said, on a bunch of matches, I was legitimately far and away first place. Like, on an average level, I would say $800 to $1,000 more than everyone else on the other team.
Dang.
So, the downs and KOs things is kind of annoying because you can clearly see like who's stealing your kills. You know,
Hmm.
2 downs,
Like.
6 KOs, but you've got like 10 downs and 3. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, so I didn't get 7 of my sometimes people get revived, but
Yeah. Still,
otherwise,
it's like, come on.
and I always have a million revives because I use the Chintamani stone, and it's so easy because it's like, oh, a teammate's down near me and they're behind a wall. Oh, Chintamani stone, because I can revive them through a wall, basically.
Nice.
That's kind of cheesing. It's
I was gonna
kind of a
say,
little
yeah.
cheesy, but
Pretty sure people are like, what the
if
heck?
I'm undercover, if I'm behind cover and they're on the other side of it, I can just revive them before I have to go out and get damaged,
It's true.
So,
It has its perks.
yeah. And I'm sure that they will adjust it accordingly, only because
Oh.
one of the things that I noticed back in the day, and by
Mm-hmm.
back in the day I mean like the first or second day of the beta, was I threw the Chintamani stone and got downed and crawled into my revive thing, and it revived me. And I'm like, that's almost way too OP because it
Yeah.
lasted long enough that I could crawl into it.
Right. It's like
It's
having.
it's a much faster, like, whatever the rate is that you like it throws onto the ground, and then that's it. So like you can't throw it and then have a teammate crawl into it. You got to throw it on the teammate. But
Dang.
like the area that it hits is big enough that you don't have to be like right on top of them, which is nice.
Oh, it works then.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if people played the beta. Like seriously, let me know what you thought. I'm really curious to see what people thought because
Right.
I think it was fun. I think it was a hell of a lot of fun.
Sounds like it's fun.
It's like going back in time. It's not
Nice.
Uncharted 2. It's not Uncharted 3,
No,
but it's close.
but still, yeah, it's still worth playing.
Yeah. For
So
show.
so I don't want to say sorely based off just playing the beta. Would it would it be a day one purchase for you then for Uncharted 4 or
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it was probably going to be a day one purchase, anyways.
anyways?
I mean, I
Okay.
know I don't. I know I have said multiple times, look, I'm not buying any more games on day one. But like, I think I'm.
Right,
I
not a
think
day one.
I think Uncharted 4 is an exception to that rule, right? I think
Right,
I
it's
think
started.
I think when it comes to Uncharted 1, it's the single player experience you're buying the game for. So ultimately, I wouldn't be worried about a game-breaking bug with like Master Chief Collection rendering me unable to play multiplayer, which was
Hmm.
the reason I bought it at the time.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't be too worried about that, right? Like when I bought The Last of Us Remastered, I bought it to play online.
Yeah, exactly.
And when they were having like day one multiplayer issues, that was frustrating, but they figured it out in a day. So if I bought
Yeah,
Uncharted 4, I'm probably going into the single player. I'm probably not going straight to
straight to MP.
multiplayer.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are people who will. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people who just go straight to multiplayer
Oh,
just to rank up.
right.
So they can make sure that they're claim their stakes on the leaderboards. But that's generally not me.
That ain't me.
But yeah, I think it'll be a day one purchase. The question now is whether or not I get a physical copy or I get it digitally.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
And
true. It's
it
true.
pains me a little bit to think about the fact that I'm considering getting it digitally and not physically.
Physically. Ah.
Because I
Hmm.
just, I like buying the games and having the real copy. So
Correct.
it's a little strange to be like, nah, I'll just get the
Yeah. I'll skip the lines. Let's
skip
get
the
it now.
lines, preload it, start playing
Mhm.
right when it goes live.
Yeah,
Fine.
it's definitely a tough decision.
But, when I think about it, it's like I've got Destiny digitally. I've got Fallout 4 digitally. I've got the Nathan Drake collection digitally.
Digitally.
You
Yep.
know,
Well, to be fair though, two of those you actually didn't have to purchase.
that is true. Two of them I was gifted. I was gifted the games, and so I wouldn't have ever complained either way.
Right.
But yes, you're right. I didn't necessarily get to make that choice.
Yeah. Not that that's a bad thing,
No, it's not.
you
It's just
know.
there is something to say about having a collection of the games in the
Hmm.
wall. I mean, at this point, it doesn't even. It's not like I would be completing the set. I don't even own Uncharted 2.
Really?
The only owning of it is in the Nathan Drake collection. Yeah, I had
Oh wow.
that was one of the games that I had. My PS3
Gameflied.
came with Fortune, and
Ah.
then I bought GameFly, and so I had my GameFly subscription, and I had Uncharted 2 for like 2 or 3 months,
Hmm.
and then that was when I returned it to GameStop. I never purchased it because at that point
Oh,
I had played a bunch of the multiplayer, I had played the story, and I was like,
right.
cool, I get it, I'm into it. This game's
Hmm.
fun. And
Ah.
then I bought Uncharted 3
Three.
when I was having my wisdom teeth taken out. And so when I
Ah.
had my wisdom teeth taken out and I was recovering from my wisdom teeth, I
Hmm.
actually, because I couldn't sleep because your mouth hurts,
Yeah.
and because they removed stuff that used to be in it.
Hmm.
Um, I couldn't sleep, and I couldn't really talk. I just remember I had like a notepad, and so I like wrote on it and was like, "Can you go to Target, Uncharted 3, PS3, Drake's Deception or whatever," and like I like put like $60, and I like handed it to my mom, and was like, can you get that?"
Hmm.
And whatever, like they went out to eat or something, and like they came back and they had got it for me, and like I played it straight through basically because
Dang.
I couldn't sleep. I couldn't
Ah.
fall asleep because my mouth hurt so much that I couldn't
Right.
lay on my side, and I don't sleep on my back. So
Hmm.
it was like it was just so uncomfortable. So I was just like, there's nothing I can do. So I just sat there and I played through Uncharted 3, and then I was playing multiplayer. But nice. I remember that, like, because I played through, like, to the next day to beat it.
Dang.
And that's the story of Uncharted 3, everyone. Yeah, I mean, the only other thing that I've been playing that was new and fun was Sparrow Racing on Destiny.
I still need to try that. Good things.
We'll play after this because it's actually pretty fun. It's dumb fun. It's like dumb fun, right? Like some people are like, oh, I think it's stupid. I think they should take this out of the game. It's like just don't play it.
Right, yeah.
Like it's not like it's there in place of something else, right? Like multiplayer still exists, the single player still exists, the raid still exists. Like go nuts, go do something else.
Yeah, dude.
Like if you don't like it, just don't play it. Like it doesn't matter. That's my whole thing.
Right.
So, but I think the Sparrow Racing's fun. What's cool is they changed. You know those 3 coins things?
Mm-hmm.
They changed that, so now you can use those on anything, like any multiplayer. So you could potentially get an exotic for completing a match in like Sparrow Racing or completing a multiplayer thing. Like you don't have to go like farm bosses anymore.
Really? So we don't have to run through playlists anymore?
Nope. I mean, you could because you'd still get like playlist gear, but it's another option.
Interesting.
Yep.
It's changing the grind.
Changing up the grind.
I can respect that.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, the Sparrow Racing is temporary anyways. It's not going to be here forever.
No, yeah.
So.
It's like a timed thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's like anything else. It's like Iron Banner, Trials of Osiris.
Yeah.
It's just another thing, you know? And I think, hey, props to Bungie for at least trying something different, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not a big deal if they're like, hey, let me throw this into the game. Like, why not? Let them do it. Like, trust me, if the community doesn't like it, then it won't be a big deal. People will go figure it out, and they'll do something else.
It's true. It's very true.
So.
It's like, don't tell me the call dropped.
No, I had to move my head. I moved the headset mic thing.
Oh, gotcha.
So, nope, no call drops here. But yeah, so that's. I mean, honestly, in a nutshell, that's kind of what I've been up to. Right, I've been playing a lot of the Uncharted 4. I have been I did some Sparrow Racing. I played a little Drawn to Death earlier today.
How was that?
It's.
I don't know if we discussed it before. I think you mentioned it.
It's Jaffe's game.
Mm.
And it's fine. I don't it's like it's not for me. It's just I don't think it's for me, right? It's 4-player online deathmatch or team deathmatch. You know, it's third-person shoot 'em up, but you know, you've got characters with like abilities and whatnot, and it's fine, but like meh. Yeah,
gotcha.
Meh. Like the idea of playing a team deathmatch where it's 2v2 just doesn't seem fun.
Isn't there a mode like that on Destiny though? I thought
2v2.
Yeah.
Well, Trials of Osiris is 3v3.
I thought there was a. Yeah, I thought there was a mode where it's 2 versus 2. Oh no, 2 versus 2 versus 2. Never mind.
No, that was in Uncharted. That was 3 team deathmatch.
Oh, 3 team deathmatch. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind, and I'm just going crazy.
Yep. Yeah, 3 team deathmatch was Uncharted. And then in Destiny there's Skirmish, which is 3-on-3, or there's Trials of Osiris, which is the competitive 3v3. But just 2v2 and like the maps aren't so big that like a 2v2 map would feel like super spacious. I don't know. I got to play more than just like maybe an hour of the game, hour or two max, to like kind of really get a feel for it. But like right now, I'm not into it.
Right.
You know, and that's like I don't want to be the guy who's like, oh, I played an hour or two and I know I'm not going to be into it. But like if I'm not into the game,
it's not
by like hour 2, it's probably not happening.
And
I'm just like, that's just me being, and I think most gamers, most people in general, you know, after a certain amount of time, you're not going to like something, right? Like, you're not going to watch a 2-hour movie and then, like, an hour and 45 minutes in be like, wow, I'm so glad I stuck through this hour and 45-minute movie, right? Like, you're going to know within, like, maybe first half hour whether or not you like a movie. And my guess is you'll probably know before that. So it's like, I'm willing to bet that I just probably won't change my opinion on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Jaffe. Sorry. I think it's cool. I think it's cool that a lot of people seem to like it a lot.
But it just...
Yeah, it's... I don't know. Meh. I can't. And then, like... And, of course, I say meh, and that was... Jaffe was ripping somebody apart on one of the... He was on the San Diego stream when they were showing it off, and, like, somebody said that in the chat, and he's like, that's, like, the worst fucking description you could ever give to anything. Meh. Like, what the fuck does that mean? And
yeah.
Like, and honestly, really, the game just doesn't appeal to me. It just doesn't. Like, the art style is cool. I appreciate it. It's different, right? But it's not what I want. One, I want more players, especially because all that means is that if everyone starts to really like the game, we all have to be in separate parties, right? We all have to be broken up.
Yeah, which is stupid.
You know,
I don't want to do that.
Like, that's annoying. And it's like, it's not a squad. It's not like a co-op game where, like, you know, we're running through Halo together and, like, there's some big story arc. It's the two of us playing two other people in an online match, and it's the first to 5 points, but if you die, you lose a point.
Ugh.
So it's like, yeah, that means either really good people are going to finish a match really quick, or, like, if you're average players, a couple people are going to gain a couple points ahead, and then you could really get screwed over and lose a lot of points and then end up losing a match.
Nope.
It's an interesting dynamic, but it's, you know, again, it's just not for me. You know, I wasn't blown away by it. The gameplay is tight. You know, the controls are fine from a third-person perspective. There's a variety of different weapons. They're neat, but
just meh.
If I'm gonna play like a shoot 'em up style multiplayer game, I want it to be tighter than where I think it's gonna be by the time it comes out. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's playful. The art style is cool. You know, there's a variety of different characters, and they all kind of have like special effects, but. Meh. That's the thing. I feel bad because I keep saying like meh, but like really, it's not appealing to me.
Nothing would keep you, or nothing would make you come back.
It's not. It doesn't. I didn't leave the game wanting to jump back into it, right? But like, I will go back into it. I'll play it with a friend. You know, I'll play some more deathmatch. I'll play some more team deathmatch, and we'll see how it goes. But like, if the core of that gameplay is just like deathmatch like and team deathmatch, and there's no other like modes or like objectives or something that kind of keeps it fresh and keeps it different, it's very unlikely I will keep playing that game.
Fair enough. Yeah, have to watch a video or something. See if anyone, or is anyone allowed to put up?
I streamed it, so I'm pretty sure you can. I haven't received a cease and desist.
I was to say, if you do decide to stream it again.
If this podcast is shut down after episode 49, we know why. Okay? Yeah, it's... I've seen people posting. I've seen people streaming.
Okay.
So I would think that it's totally kosher to do it.
I'll have to check it out then.
If it's not, then whoops.
Sorry.
Yeah. But I know other people had streamed it, so I'm going to just be like, I'll just play dumb.
Right? But hey, not my chin, not my problem.
I didn't know. Yeah, not my chin, not my stream, not my problem. That's what I say.
Way.
No way. But, yeah, so that's pretty much it. I got to finish, hopefully by next week's podcast, I'll have finished Tales from the Borderlands and Fallout 4.
Nice.
Because I want to put those back into my Game of the Year considerations. And I think I'm also going to fire up Dying Light. To go back into Dying Light, maybe check out some of that DLC, and just refresh myself about the gameplay and the mechanics.
You want to play it again? I'll join you.
Yeah. I also got to play some stuff on Xbox and go through that, because there are some Xbox games that were definitely year of the game contenders, game of the year contenders. So gotta make
Check
that
those
list.
out.
Check it twice.
It's true. I will compile a list as well.
But as far as I am concerned, I believe that'll do it for episode 49.
You covered it pretty well.
You got any shout-outs, sir?
Still no shout-outs.
No shout-outs?
Yeah. I mean...
No tip? Nope, I still have some gum. Okay. It's getting to that time of the year, everybody. Home Alone. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Christmas Miracle. But no, my shoutouts this week, Penguin Rage. He is one of the MVPs that I met at PSX. That's his streaming channel. I believe it's Penguin Rage is the Twitter or the Twitch, but it's like Penguin Rage Live is the Twitter. It'll be correct in the notes on the show. But
right.
And when I tweet out the initial link, usually I include the shoutouts in it. So it's either at Penguin Rage or at Penguin Rage Live. But he's a good dude. He was streaming some games, streaming Until Dawn the other day. So that'll be fun to see him finish that out. I enjoy that game and hate it at the same time. Which, if you want to know my thoughts on it, go listen to the episode that we did with Christine Steimer. Where we talked about the whole show the whole podcast was Until Dawn, and it's spoilers. So if you
have not played it, do not listen to it.
Yeah, play the game, then listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
But like I said, that'll do it. That'll close us out for episode 49. We will be back for the last podcast of the year, episode 50, in 1 week's time.
Yeah.
And I think until then, as always, we will catch you
on the goddamn flip, yo. All right, that's fine.
I kind of just want to be like, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy show. I'm one of your hosts. Alongside the producer/seducer, M-Tong 1.
Just like
the Pride of Long Island over here on the right.